There we can see the cars lining up on the grid for race 3, the reverse grid sprint race, the final of the night. Alexander Dobbelsberger will be on pole position for this one. Matt Cook alongside him. Alex Smith spun, battling for top 4 space in the last reverse grid race. He gets a shot at redemption here, starting in 3rd, ahead of John Langan, James Caswell, Colton Myers. John Cox just missed out on reverse grid pole position in 21st place in the feature race. He starts 7th. Now ahead of Adrian Clark, Barry Kemp, Alex Van Gien in the top 10. Then it is Richard Spanners ready. Good couple of races so far for him tonight. And then Lucas Raskowitz, Colin Ward, Mark Greenhow, pre-event championship leader Stephen Williams starting in 15th ahead of David Hatton, Kyle Power. Andrew Sexton just claimed his first podium in the F3 Cup, starts 18th, then Alex Jonesway, and of course, our race 2 winner, Danny Henney, as the red lights are on, and we're about to get underway for the final championship race of the night at Silverstone. The red lights are on, they will go out now, and Dobbelsberger will lead the field away, covers over the right-hand side immediately on Matt Cook there, as they fly into Abbey for the first time. It is as you were up at the front of the field, but Dobbelsberger crucially with the clean getaway. Plenty of bulked up action there in the middle of the pack as our leaders from the previous race try to navigate safely the first few corners along with the pack. And the battle for 3rd place there we can see getting very, very close indeed, as Alex Smith was giving John Langan a bit of a push there out of Aintree, and James Caswell fancies a run down the inside in that lime green car on the inside of Brooklands Corner. They'll have to go all the way around the outside there, fighting for that 4th place spot with John Langan. Still side by side actually as they come out of there and into Woodcote. I think Caswell just got half a car length alongside him. We see Colton Myers in the purple and black car there trying to get in on that as well. Caswell goes around the outside of Cox but goes wide on the exit of the corner, and that allows Langan back through.
It does, and just behind these guys you have Danny Henney trying to make his way through. He's kept it clean with Stephen Williams just behind him, so there's going to be a battle developing there through the race as well, one to watch out for.
Certainly is. Danny Henney in 10th place there.
Yeah, he's made good progress, and unfortunately Colin Ward did get turned around on the first lap in the first couple of corners, so that was a shame for him, but most of them otherwise have been nice and clean.
Look at this, 3-4 wide going into Stowe Corner. Don't know which way to look, but that's Danny Henney. Got past Barry Kemp there into Stowe. Is now going to take Colton Myers on the inside of the Vale chicane as well, and now finds himself, Alex Van Gien going a big bump over the curb, up on the wheels, and that allows Danny Henney through as well. And Henney's not finished it, now fancies a run on Caswell. What a fantastic opening lap here from Danny Henney as he secures 6th place going through Abbey.
Yeah, and Williams, I was just saying, wasn't so lucky behind him, had to take avoiding action, is now mired down in the pack. He's just got Richard Spanners ready just behind him. It's all going a bit close in that midfield there, Chris.
Certainly is. Spanners trying to get a run there on Colton Myers, the silver class championship leader, against the gold championship leader here. But Myers actually trying to get down the inside on Williams. So, no fear shown there by Colton Myers as he puts one on the championship leader.
He does, and if he wants to keep that place, especially with Spanners breathing down his neck, he's got to go defensive into Cops.
It certainly does. Williams just draws alongside but then backs out of it, and we'll try and get the run on him into Maggots and Beckett's. Well, we're going to go side by side in here. Let's see what Williams does with this one. Got the championship to think about, of course, but it's Myers who hangs on, and Spanners, just behind them, that's Barry Kemp, who got tagged there in the blue Golf livery, and Spanners cutting across the curbing there as well. I would dare say he got a slowdown for that, but Williams now up on the inside of Myers for 9th place there, and down the inside he goes. He gets a place. David Hatton through. Yeah, David Hatton through on Spanners as well.
Yeah, as you said, I think he did get the slowdown, and Hatton thought to the inside there, but thought better of it, and now that's lost him a little bit of gap to Williams. If he'd managed to get through, he would have just breathed straight by.
fantastic to get a good glimpse here of the cars just flashing through the picture into Abbey on board with Spanners in 12th place there, trying to find a way through on David Hatton. And Hatton himself trying to get through on Colton Myers as well. Look at that wide line they're both taking, each one wider than the next. And Hatton, he looks like he's got a good run there actually in front of Spanners. We're going to see some weaving here down the straight. Myers moves to the left, Hatton to the right. He'll be on the outside for Brooklands. Is he going to go all the way around the outside? Myers, well, shows him the curbing, but Hatton now with the line into Luffield, and he now puts himself into the top 10.
All that defending will have put Myers offline, and Spanners may get a run on him. But luckily Myers, I think, has got a toe, and that's going to drag him just out of reach for Spanners this time around.
Danny Henney, meanwhile, up into 5th place. Now, as we see Spanners getting alongside Colton Myers on the way into Maggots and Beckett's, and he's going to go around the outside. Oh, my goodness me. How are they still holding this together? Spanners with the move. Brilliant. Oh, wide on the curb again, though, and that may well get him the slowdown penalty. Here comes Alex Julesma in the meantime, trying to take advantage of that. And 3 wide towards Stowe Corner. Once again, it's Julesma in the middle, and he comes out on top as they fling through the right-hander. So Myers gets a little bit of a free pass there, but Spanners coming back at him down the inside of the Vale chicane, and finally gets the move done.
Well, he said he was going to get his elbows out. I didn't think he meant through Beckett's. That was pretty impressive stuff there. As we look forward up the grid, Danny Henney now putting John Langan under huge pressure for 4th position.
Yeah, it's been a great comeback drive, and going around the outside now is Danny Henney at Village. That, of course, will give him the line into the loop, and that is 4th place now for Danny Henney. 2 seconds is the gap to Alex Smith on the podium. And it must be said, Dobbelsberger up at the front of the field, running away with this at the moment. 3.6 seconds clear of Matt Cook in 2nd place, as Henney just has to cover off Langan into Brooklands, but not much of a rebuttal there from John Langan in that battle for 4th place. Alex Van Gien actually now closing them down as well. He's right up there in 6th place at the moment. Haven't you recovered from that little moment he had at Vale?
Yeah, it's not been without incident for Alex Van Gien this weekend. We were entering the weekend full of promise, full of pace, and it's just evaporated, I think, with that spin in race 1. Really undid his confidence this evening.
Yeah, that's where it all unfolded. Was running at a great podium position there, and yeah, really come undone since that spin that dropped him well out of contention. Got back up to 11th in that last race, as that is James Caswell there under pressure now from Stephen Williams in 8th place. And Caswell actually loses 2 places there to Williams and Hatton. So that is those 2 guys up another spot. And they've been working very closely together as well. Williams we saw working very nicely with Kyle Power in the last race. Speaking of Kyle Power, I haven't actually seen him in this race so far. I don't know if you can find him there for us, Chris. It would be a shame if he's had an incident, because obviously he was taking a big march there, as we see Williams now getting up on the inside into 7th position there on John Cox.
Yeah, he must have had an incident. He's in page 28th at the moment, 27th. So, yeah, he's a long way back, unfortunately. He must have had some sort of drama unfold in the first couple of laps of this race.
Well, obviously 2 big points finishes in the first 2 races, but it's going to be a low-scoring one from here with Carl Power all the way down in 27th place for this race 3. Lap 5 of 10, back with Danny Henney, and there is the battle for 2nd place happening right in front of him. Matt Cook versus Alex Smith. Matt Cook there in the orange and black, Alex Smith in the full orange with the pink trims, and then Danny Henney in the familiar red and black behind them. This is the battle for 2nd place in the second of the 2 reverse grid races. And Alex Smith here has got a fantastic run. Great opportunity here to try and take second place in the race. Pulls out of the slipstream, pulls alongside and down the inside of Stowe he will go. No arguments there from Matt Cook, although tries to get the better run and successfully does so, but he will be on the wrong line down towards the chicane. And Alex Smith going very, very deep into Vale, but is able to fend off Matt Cook for now. And there is Danny Henny arriving on the scene. But Cook trying to get up on the inside, draws alongside, and Henny getting right up in that gap as well. He's just going to have to sit back and wait for this to unfold. But Matt Cook was looking towards the inside, I think, there initially. It turned into a defensive move, and Henny just goes straight round the outside of him and claims third place. Now got his eyes set on Alex Smith in front of him, already with a better line and a better drive out of the loop complex. And he has a great run now down the Wellington Straight. But here comes Matt Cook with a great slipstream, going to make it 3 wide into Brooklands, and he gets back past Alex Smith there and ends up in third place there. So nice opportunistic stuff from Matt Cook there.
And behind them, you got Van Gien and Langen going side by side through Luffield as well. So they're going to arrive on the action very, very shortly. Henny was a bit liberal with his front wing there. He was close to getting that taken off. So luckily he's made it through unscathed. And Van Gien going side by side through Copse. That is a very optimistic move. Still side by side, he's been forced outwards now, coming into the Beckett's.
Yeah, we'll get another opportunity down the Hangar Straight. It's just a queue of cars forming now at the moment. There's barely half a second between each of these cars, all the way down to about 12th place at the moment. So great squabbling going on in this race 3, and Matt Cook once again coming under pressure from Alex Smith, who goes down the inside for third place there into Stowe. And Cook trying to keep hold of this place. Smith trying to regain it. Cook goes deep into the Vale chicane. Can Smith take advantage of that? Not quite, not at the moment. He'll get the better run though out onto the straight. Danny Henny disappearing down the road, but all eyes on the battle for third place as John Langen tries to throw his hat into the ring for this one as well, and gets up on the inside there of Alex Smith. That gives Cook just a bit of breathing room. Down in fourth place now, Langen trying to get up on the inside. Van Gien going around the outside as well. Van Gien might see this as an opportunity to get past Langen, and this is what you've got to be careful of. If you make an attack on another car, you leave yourself vulnerable to the car behind as Van Gien gets up alongside Langen, but Langen has the slipstream from Smith in front of him, and so does Williams. Williams trying to get in on this as well. Van Gien with a lunge down the inside, and so does Langen. Langen gets a nudge, and Van Gien gets past Smith. Williams trying to get through on this as well. Van Gien now trying to get past Langen as well. Van Gien with 2 cars past in 1 corner. He's not over yet because Langen's still alongside him going down the old pit straight, and he will have the line into Copse corner, but Van Gien having absolutely none of it, slams the door shut. So at the end of all that, it is Van Gien in front, Langen under big pressure from Williams and Smith. Now Williams trying to get past Smith, and he's getting his elbows out on the way into Maggots and Beckett's as well, just behind Alex Smith trying to get through. This is brilliant racing that we are seeing here.
It is, and race 3, those elbows are getting pointier and pointier as the night goes on. Stephen Williams here now under massive pressure behind whilst he's trying to take Smith. There's 3 wide. Oh, and he's been touched.
Oh, no, he's been touched.
That is a championship leader in the gravel. As we see the replay, Williams goes to the inside.
So, well, there was definitely some netcode involved there, unfortunately, I think. But Williams getting tagged there as the other car. I can't quite make out who that is, but trying to get up on the inside, making it 3 wide. Williams
it's optimistic when
turned around.
When there's 2 cars on the outside, they're putting yourself on the inside. You're only going to get your nose taken off, and that is such a shame for Williams because he was making good progress through the field, but he hasn't managed to keep clean this time round.
Yeah, the man who was leading the championship going into this Silverstone round had an incident in the feature race, and now a second incident in this reverse grid race 3, pretty much leveling out the dramas that Danny Henny had at the last round of the Nürburgring. And so with Henny right up there as well in second place at the moment, he's going to take big points again. Of course, Kyle Power, scored big in the first 2 races, but not in this one as well. This is what I love about this championship, Chris. We think it's going one way, and then immediately in the next race, it's going the other.
It is, and actually Williams dropped back down to 19th place. He's not found himself in the clear air that you might want to get your head sorted after that. He is now 3 wide down the back straight again. So this is...
got him in 15th actually there.
Oh, 15th. He's made a couple of places since then. I think there might have been an incident that put it back there. 3 wide coming into Copse again.
Well, he's just got to make up moves now. This is damage limitation in the final 3 laps of this race. He's got to try and recover as many points as possible, because there's no point finishing outside the top 20, and he's certainly doing so at the moment with a couple of good moves right there to get himself up into 14th. Got to be careful there though, because they're not leaving him much room down at Maggots and Beckett's.
They aren't, and there's no status for the championship leader here, as he's going to get mugged. Sensibly having to back out. Will the other 2 take each other out on the outside the corner and leave him some more room? Still 3 abreast, Chris.
Yeah, great stuff down towards the Vale chicane, and the inside line working out well there, but the outside for Williams working in his favour, and he does finally secure those 2 places. As for 3rd place now, Matt Cook has had a very eventful race, but Alex Van Gien now challenging for that podium position around the outside of Aintree. And Cook he's going to look one way then the other as Van Gien switches sides to the inside of Brooklands now. Down the inside he goes, and this could be another podium for Alex Van Gien. And having started way down in 35th in race 2, got himself up to 11th. A good position for this race, and now finds himself on the podium. But can Matt Cook come back at him? Well, he's certainly trying. Look at this, down the inside of Copse corner, and Van Gien had to give him some space. There, goes wide on the exit of the corner. That move kind of came out of nowhere from Cook, and I think maybe surprised Van Gien a little bit. He's going to have to sit in the wheel tracks here, but Matt Cook is not giving up on this podium lightly.
He's not. I think he scared him off the apex there. As I said, you don't want to be turning in on somebody at that Copse corner, because you're going to be heading straight to a massive accident. Luckily, Van Gien now has put a bit of legs on and has managed to expand that gap. Cook in the slipstream, but it's not going to be enough to defend it this time round, and surely Alex has now got enough to maintain that 2nd place to the end.
It was very wide though, out of Stowe corner, just a little bit harum-scarum. And if he's cooked those tyres in doing so, then maybe there is an opportunity for Matt Cook to come back at him. But the gap extending ever since the pass was made. And John Langan and David Hatton in close proximity behind them. Alex Jones were making up good progress as well. Richard Spanner's ready up in the top 10 once again. So we're seeing good performances all round. And this battle for 3rd place still kind of on, and Langan and Hatton right up in there as well. And of course this is now the final lap of the race. Man, it goes so quickly, Chris, when you're enjoying yourself this much. So Alexander Dobsberger, we barely mentioned him all race. 6 seconds out in front, by the way, in front of Danny Henney.
He's done a cracking job to do that. He's had a time all by himself. And as you say, Danny Henney hasn't been able to bring that gap down. If anything, it's extended over the last couple of laps. Heading back to David Hatton, in 6th place, he's putting massive pressure on John Langan. Coming down the old pit straight into Copse. Going to make it this time, but he's going to have a good go down into Stowe corner on the final lap.
Wants a top 5 finish, does David Hatton, and putting Langan under big pressure as they head through Maggots and Beckett's for the final time, riding on board. And you see just how much more speed he was carrying through those corners there. I think that maybe even compromised his exit, because he's quite far back as they go down the straight for the final time. But here comes Alexander Dobbertsberger coming through the Vale chicane, fairly anonymous all night, but bagged himself reverse grid pole and has executed this race perfectly with domination in the final race of the night. Alexander Dobbertsberger is victorious. Danny Henney, his championship looked in dire straits at the end of the feature race, but he has come back fighting in second place there, and Alex Van Gien adds another podium to his tally. Great race.
It is, and Alex Van Gien joins in the commentary box. That was a redemption story right there, Alex.
That's pretty standard for me. Screw it up and then come back and do all right. Yeah, that was fun tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed that. My spin on the first race was an unforced error that I haven't made at all during practice, and then got involved in chaos afterwards. Last race was 35th to 11th, which I was well pleased with, and then yeah, a hard fight for the podium. So I said I wanted one podium, I got that.
And there you go, and we put your overtaking prowess to the test here today, Alex. That was a great race, and it was definitely a big rise in that second race. How did it go for you in that? Where were you making your moves?
It was all on the exits. I figured something out just before the races started, actually, on my exit to the loop, which was costing me quite a lot, and that really helped me. But it's just carrying the speed. That's what this track's all about. It's just about carrying speed, because it's just how fast you can get at the end of the straight.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a fantastic redemption.
Thank you.
Let's see if we can get Dobbelsberger in here as well. That is his first victory of the season, remarkably. That's quite surprising. His fourth podium, must be said, but first victory of the season. So hopefully Chris can go and find Alexander and bring him into the commentary booth as they're just winding their way back into the pits.
I've dragged him in. Alex, so
Hello.
great race victory in that third race. How did that feel?
Oh yeah, finally this season. I think it's my first one. Yeah, it was a pretty calm race for me. I wasn't P1 from the start. My only worry was that Danny will catch me, so I kept an eye on the relative, and he kept coming nearer and nearer every lap. So I had to push in the end, but yeah.
Yeah, a win taken by 7.5 seconds. That doesn't often happen in the Missed Apex Cup, so congratulations on that. How did the rest of the night go for you? Any dramas?
Well, race 1 was drama for everyone, but it turned out pretty good for me. Race 2, I had a bit of an accident, but it gained me P20, so I guess it gave me this win, so all good.
Every cloud has a silver lining. Thank you for joining us in the box, and congratulations on your first win.
Thank you.
Well, let's take a look at the results. Race 3 of round 4 of the Missed Apex iRacing F3 Cup is won by Alexander Dobbelsberger with Danny Henney 7.5 seconds back. Alex Van Gien secures his second podium finish of the season. Matt Cook just missing out there in the closing stages. John Langan in 5th place ahead of David Hatton and Alex Jonesma. Richard Spanners Ready makes it another top 10 finish ahead of Colton Myers and Adrian Clark in the top 10. But of course, all eyes on Stephen Williams there in 13th place, the man who was leading the championship going into this event. An incident in race 1, an incident in race 3, and that has put him on the back foot now as Danny Henney was clawing it back in races 2 and 3. So that's a lot for the for round 4 of the Missed Apex iRacing F3 Cup from Silverstone. Just 2 rounds to go now, and boy, oh boy, can we not get enough of this championship battle. We'll see you very soon.